We all as content creators want to become efficient with our time, especially when we've got a full-time job, we've got kids, we're working, a university, school, anything. Time efficiency is the most crucial part to content creation, because if we're just winging it, we don't really know what we're working towards or what targeted content we want to move forward into. I want to show you some of my time efficient methods that have helped me move further forward within content creation in the first month of 2020 compared to the last 6 months of 2019 with targeted and focused content. What is going on, everyone? Welcome into the Streamer Hub. My name is Andy, and today we're going to be talking about time efficiency and how to push your content further forward in the right direction. If you are wanting to check me out when I'm live, I do stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays if you do want to come and stop by. And I'm also pretty active on Twitter if you do want to ask me any questions. I now have a Power of Positivity podcast that's on Spotify, Apple and Google, where you can find it every single week at Wednesday at 5 PM GMT. I've had some lovely comments regarding it, and I seriously appreciate all the support that you're giving me. So let's talk about time efficiency. Back in 2019, my time wasn't as efficient as it could have been. I used to not plan my content as I thought that me spending the time working on my content rather than planning it would have pushed me further forward. What I came to realise was that me targeting my content pushed me way further forward in 1 month than it did in the last 6 months of 2019. And this is because when I didn't have scheduled or planned content, I had no idea what I was pushing towards and why I was pushing towards it. With YouTube videos, I had very small scripts that really didn't help me out, and most of the time it would me just be winging it. And for everything else, it kind of seemed to be the same. I thought that if I could spend more time working and less time planning, my content would be further forward than it ever would be. In reality, starting to use Google Calendars, using Google Drives all the time for everything that I'm working on with a step-by-step guide has allowed me to stay focused on the content that I want to produce and allowed me to reach new avenues I really didn't think possible in the first month of 2020. I'm going to give you 2 examples here of kind of where I was in the middle of 2019 compared to where I was in the start of 2020. You have plan A, where someone doesn't really write any of their focuses down, wings everything that they possibly can, and just tries to better their content every single day in a not so planned way. Now this can work to an extent, and there are some people who probably don't need to plan that much, but because of the time that we live in, everyone seems to have less and less time to be able to do anything. And this is why using time efficiency to your advantage and really honing in on the free time that you have to work on focused content is what's going to push you and your brand further forward. You then have plan B, me in the start of 2020. I used Google Calendars for every single week in half-an-hour segments with what I was doing within my day. I then used Google Drives with Excel or Google Documents to note down everything that I was doing and using a step-by-step guide on how to actually achieve that, rather than just saying, you know, I want to upload on Instagram a little bit more and I'm going to do that. Most of the time when people say that they do this, they might do it for the first week. A bit like when someone says they're going to be going to the gym for the rest of the year, they go for a week and then they just blow off for the rest. Writing down step by step with what you're doing allows you to see your goals, and whilst you're working on them, you can see if something works and something doesn't. If you have a step-by-step guide of what you want to do, uploading on Instagram more but wanting to upload 3 clips a week, you have 1 photo and 2 different videos that you want to work with, one being IGTV. This is then more planned, and you've only took an extra minute to even say that. Yes, you can go in more depth. You could write about what you're wanting to do, what captions you want to have, what focus you want to have within these clips, these videos, these pictures, anything. You can go into as much depth as you possibly want, but the difference between someone being successful and not can literally be that 1 extra step that 99% aren't willing to take. If you are looking to become a better content creator as a whole, I have built a website fully dedicated to helping you do just that. There's a full streaming journey with everything from beginning to eventually growing your brand that has helped hundreds of creators already really push themselves to the next step. All the links are down below. Want to give a quick shout out to Hummifer, our new editor, who we're going to be working with to bring out more and more content in the future. We actually have another editor we're working with, but that is for different content as well, so be sure to see more content on this YouTube channel in the near future. If you are enjoying the content, why not hit that subscribe button? Upload videos every single week, trying to help you become a better content creator as a whole and really push yourself to be the best person that you possibly can be. On the screen now, you'll see my Google Calendar for the week of shooting. You can see that in most of the time, half an hour to an hour segments is usually what I work within. And this is what helps me stay focused. Actually, just last week, I remember on Friday night, I didn't have anything planned and I wrote down that I could do whatever I want for those 6 hours because I thought I might have been going out. It turns out that we didn't actually go out, and for those 6 hours between 6 and 12 PM, I did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing got done. I didn't push my content further forward. I didn't work on anything. I sat, I watched some TV, I played some games, and that wasn't really what I wanted to do. I get it. Taking breaks is important. You need to take breaks for yourself, and it's so crucial that you do so. Your mental health should be your #1 priority. But at the time I wanted to work, I just didn't really know what I wanted to work on. Now, yes, that is an excuse. I'm making an excuse right now that I couldn't have done work when there was a plethora of things that I could have done. There was so much to offer that I just didn't really know what to focus on. Instead, now I make sure to plan every single day within about a 1 hour to a half hour segment. This means I know what I'm going to work on, why I'm working on it, and what it's going to do to help push my content further forward. Now listen, the first month of you doing this is going to be a trial period. You are going to mess up on your schedule, whether that be spending too much time on one thing that you thought wouldn't have took as long, or spending too little time and then not having a clue what to do next. Now this is where buffer time comes in. Now what buffer time is that you set out an extra half an hour or an hour for every single activity that you do. If you think something is going to take an hour, make it an hour and a half. We never know what is going to come up in our lives, and more often or not, we underestimate the work ethic and the workload that we can actually do. This is why giving yourself some buffer time allows you a little bit of breathing space and means that you're not so pressuring yourself into completing a task in a deadline of an hour if you know it might take a little bit longer. For me, I have also found that when I have targeted my content, I worked on something, saw that it didn't really work for pushing my brand further forward, and then delegated less time for the next week on that specific topic. This is because we're able to analyze what we're actually doing quite in depth, because we can see what is working within social media, within YouTube, within live streaming platforms, and what really isn't. Google Calendar is completely free, and you don't need to do it as much as I do it. Some people could probably do it on every 2 hours of their day or every hour of their day, but I would highly recommend trying it out and seeing if it works for you. This then leads me on to my next point, and that is using Google Docs and Excel sheets to plan your content too. Over the course of this year, I started to want to plan what I was going to be bringing out in the future. Now this is then leading me on to Google Documents and Excel sheets. I never used to do this, but ever since 2020 came around, I started to plan what I wanted to release, when I wanted to release it, and how I was going to go about achieving these goals. With doing this, I was then able to make myself a better content creator as a whole. I was able to push to new avenues I never thought possible, know exactly what I was doing and why I was doing it, and able to shoot videos, create content on a variety of platforms I thought was too much work in the past. Scheduling is so much more important than you think. I never thought about it until I first started, but if you give it a go for maybe 2 weeks, you will see the actual difference it makes within social media and live streaming platforms as a whole. Now, if you're someone who tends to try to set goals and then are not really able to keep them, this is when an accountability buddy can actually come into play. Now, some of you might have actually heard of this before, and it's basically someone who you maybe explain what you're going to do that week or speak your goals to them, and then they will ask you at the end of the week how you got on with all of these. This sort of gives you an incentive to complete it, because you know you have told your goals to someone and sort of feel obligated in a way to actually achieve those goals. For some, I know this isn't going to work, but for others who do struggle to sometimes incentivize themselves to do so, an accountability buddy can actually help a lot more than you think. If you know a friend who also wants to push themselves but doesn't really know how to do it and how to make themselves want to do it further, try it out for a week. See if it works and see if you smash every single goal that you want to do. By doing this, you are then planning for your future. And this is what we're moving on to. As streamers and content creators, a lot of us tend to solely live in the moment. And as some successful people have shown in the past, you cannot just do that, and you have to be thinking further steps ahead than everyone else. This is why writing down self-development goals and personal goals within yourself is what's going to help you achieve those in the future. Writing down what you're wanting to work on in the future, why you're wanting to work on it, and maybe passion projects is going to allow you to stay motivated for months to come, knowing that you have a lot of plans to expand your content to a wide variety of platforms and really allow people to get to know you more. Start treating your content like a business. You plan for the future. This could be 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year planning in the future to show what you're going to work on when the time comes. By just winging everything, you can come up with some great ideas, but if you have everything planned, you know exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Up on the screen, you'll see my achievements that I made in July of 2019. And this was when I didn't plan content. In January of 2020, here is my achievements for that. This was when I planned content. You can see a massive change in efficiency, uploading schedule, what I pushed to do, new things that I brought out, and everything else that came along with that. I mean, that was just some of the things that I achieved in January. This was all with me scheduling my content, wanting to push that further forward to places I never thought possible back in 2019. Purely through scheduling and working on a plan for the future. Let me know down in the comments some of the things that you have been doing to be able to schedule your content further. If you have an uploading schedule, if you've been planning for your future, let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear some of the things that you have done. You don't need to plan every day. It's not something you have to do, and to be successful, a plan isn't essential. But for a lot of people that I have watched who are successful, who have made their business to high figure counts, a lot of the marketing plans, the content plans are all set out before they have even started. They know what they're going to work on in the future because they're already 4 steps ahead of someone who cannot be bothered to work on anything. I've actually created a Google document to sort of help with content creators marketing themselves a little bit more and planning about what they're wanting to push for in the future. This is also linked to my mailing list where I try to help content creators better themselves as a whole. If you are wanting free access to that and a bunch more free content, click the link down below and sign up. I can guarantee you this will help you push yourself further forward. Coming up with a plan of what you're wanting to do in the future can be hard. Sometimes we really don't know what avenues we want to go down or why we want to go down them, or haven't even found ourselves yet. One of the questions in my mentoring sessions that got asked to me was that I do not know what I provide as a content creator. And I understand that fully because for months I had no idea. I didn't know who I was, why I wanted to be the content creator that I was, or why anyone watched me. I finally realised that being yourself and you being comfortable and believing in your own content is what is going to allow others to do the same and want others to watch you for doing what you love to do. Me scheduling my content and really planning for my future has allowed me to believe in my content further. Believe in the success that I am going to achieve in the future with all of this, with my hard work, with my dedication, and with my marketing plans for being able to stand out from every single person in that crowd. If you want to make this successful, you have to put yourself out there every single day. You will fail. You will fail so much. But in the days that you do succeed, you will look back on the ones that you have failed and realise it was all worth it. Every single day that you worked hard for what you believed in, planned for things that haven't even happened yet, you will thank yourself for. Let's start working hard for our content and planning for our future success. Have a fantastic day.